welcome to another interesting episode of The Process with Sammy Star. And thank you very much for watching the last video. In case you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please subscribe, please. It's important to us. And also do well to share the link to this YouTube page. Alright, so into the business of today. Yeah, we are talking about business today, and I believe that the way it is, many people are venturing into business. As a matter of fact, if you check your WhatsApp status now, almost everybody is selling something, even if they don't have an idea about what business is. But today we'll be looking at it from a different angle, and I have a guest in the house. Let me just do an introduction for him so that we can have more time to talk. Okay, his name is Aisagbonhi. Yes, you say that part. Where's the story? He's the CEO of Sis Touch Media, and he's also an educationist working with Lagos State Ministry of Education, and he's married and he has 4 kids. He's a father to me, let me put it like that, and I learned what I do now, even when I had no interest in it. He has helped my life, let me just put it like that. And one of the ways I feel I could honor him is to bring him here to actually talk to us. He's a man that is loaded. I keep learning from him every time. Okay, so without wasting much of our time, let us go into the business of today. Pastor, welcome to the show. Thank you very much for honoring our invitation.
Thank you.
All right, so into talking about business, you are tell us about your business. Yes, what you do.
Okay, firstly, I think I have to introduce myself like you've rightly done.
Yeah.
My name is aisagbonhi.
Yes, aisagbonhi. Yes.
The CEO of Sis Touch Media.
All right.
I'm an educationist. Okay. Working with Lagos State Ministry of Education.
Okay.
And also I'm a minister of the gospel.
Yes, I forgot that part. Yes, the minister of the gospel. The first day I heard Pastor Andrew preach, the message he preached is in my head, maintaining relevance. He used Daniel. I said, I can never forget. I don't know. That message keeps ringing in my head. I can never forget it. How Daniel was relevant in 3 different generations. Man, this man is anointed. Okay, so sir, how has business been for you?
How many years ago?
That was like 8, 7 years ago. More time. I'm telling you, anytime I learn that, I just remember the message and everything.
Oh, glory to God.
Yes. Okay, so how did you start your business, your photography business and everything?
Okay, go to school, graduate, come out with your degree. I studied biochemistry actually.
Yeah.
I graduated with a 2nd class upper by the grace of God. I did well in school, but there's this vacuum that I just know that there's something I need to do.
Right.
By the grace of God, a little while I got a job with Lagos State Ministry of Education, but still there's this vacuum, and I kept on asking myself, I have a gift and I know that fact.
Yeah.
And what do I do? How do I do it? The best I could do was I started praying about it, and before you know what was happening, I just noticed I began to have flair for images. Okay, I bought a phone, and the phone I got, I just noticed I like taking shots and I like playing with these shots, editing them on the phone. And some persons will sit there like, wow, these images are nice.
Right.
Can you help us with this printout? I'm like, I'm not a photographer, why should I go and print out images for you? We'll be having a get together, maybe
in the office,
unwinding in the office, and while the event is going on, I pick my phone and I begin to take shots. And my boss, a director of education, will tell me, I like these images, print them for me. I say, I'm not a photographer. And he said, you must print these images for me, I'll pay you. I had to go look for a studio out there, and I printed. And when I printed, it was a group shot. Like 6 or 7 of them loved the images, and they paid me before even printing for them. Wow. And I thought about it with a phone, and you're paying me. So I printed, I duplicated the images for them, and that's how I collected the cash. And I looked at it. I think this is the angle. So I got home, I discussed with my wife, and she gave me a strong push. Come on, go get the camera. Let's start from there. And that was how the photography work started, and here I am today by the grace of God.
All right, thank you very much, sir. So having understand that the way people run business now, they feel most times you have to have a certain amount of capital.
Okay.
Like you have to have somebody to borrow you money, you have to have something. But this is you here telling us like you started with a phone. So what is your perspective about having a capital to start a business?
Well, like people always say having a capital is good, but the truth be said, you must start from somewhere. That's the gospel truth. Start from somewhere. I never had the capital. I used my phone for events. Events,
wow.
not one, not two, birthday events. I use my phone, and I can tell you by the time I'm delivering that job, you will never know I use the phone for those shots.
Right.
But as time went by, my wife had to like, let's get a camera.
Okay.
I don't have money for camera. What do I do? And I had one 10,000 naira somewhere. I said, you could get a camera with 10,000. I knew cameras are pretty expensive in the market, so I took 10,000 to Alaba market, and I got a small digital camera. I think a Cyber Shot Sony or something like that. Small camera, and that camera was like a heaven. One big thing, and I started with that. I remember I did like 3-4 wedding jobs with that small camera. But the fact, one thing I told myself was, with this little gadget I have, how will I make sure I'm at bar with what is obtainable out there? So that was my bone of contention. So I began to brainstorm, how do I learn how to edit? How do I learn more how to shoot? How do I learn more how to package my jobs, my images, to make sure that when a professional photographer out there is presenting his, mine will also be, or even more, better than what I have there. So it's not about your capital. Capital is good, but start from where you are. With that same 10,000 camera, I've been able to shoot wedding jobs that have paid me. With that camera, I've made times far more than 300,000 from that 10,000 naira camera. The camera is still alive and working to today. But with that, I've been able to step up, and today, in a space of 1-2 years, I've gotten other cameras, and we're doing fine.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Okay, seeing the fact that you started with the camera and all that stuff. Now, another aspect I want us to talk about is that most times when people start businesses, they get discouraged. Maybe probably because they're not getting referrals, or maybe they're not getting, it's not coming the way they expected. The business is not coming like from start. Was there any form of discouragement for you when you started? And if there was, please share with us how you were able to overcome it.
Okay, I remember that I went for an introduction event somewhere.
Okay.
I had that small camera.
All right.
And I was called for that event. Why? The client had been able to see some of my jobs online.
Okay.
And they gave me that job, paid me for it. But getting there, I think somebody invited another photographer. The guy brought what we call
gadget,
an EOS Canon gadget, with a what's it called now? A trigger and a battery grip. The camera was looking so mighty, and I was like, wow!
What am I doing?
I wouldn't like, at some point I hit my camera. I was like, oh God. And the guy was so oppressive. There were some points I want to zoom. The guy was like, excuse me please, can you use your zoom and don't obstruct my camera? I can't zoom anything. I have to go far, man. So at some point I was embarrassed. But when I got to I like to share things with my wife. So I said, babe, see. She was like, relax. So what I told myself was, I'm sure he's going to edit and he might print out or present soft copies. So I told myself, not about the camera. I've been able to do a little study that you must understand what to do to make sure your images come out well. So I began to work more on that. I had to call some guys in studio professionals. They come to my house every weekend to teach me how to edit. I might not have the pretty time to start going to but they come to my place. I pay them the little I can afford, and we began to learn from each other, And so when it was happening, I began to have tips on editing, and I began to edit. So I don't have that gadget yet as at then, but I learned what it takes to present my package so it could be acceptable, to meet the standard out there and be acceptable outside.
Wow, thank you very much, sir. So seeing the fact that you did not have everything in place yet.
No, I never had it.
Even when you started, you did not even learn photography. Like you didn't go to.
I didn't go to any school since years.
Aside from that, you still had to learn on the job, like growing and also do some other stuff. All right, so let's divert a little bit. Seeing that you're a minister of the gospel, how have you been able to balance ministry and work together?
Okay.
And your other work again, like an education.
There's one scripture I basically understand so well, and the Bible talks about the fact that not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord. Simply means in ministry you shouldn't fail. In your business, you must not fail. So as a child of God, if you profess faith and we have the Spirit of God right in us, we should be able to represent Christ in every aspect and area of our life. So My ministry, every day, meet members, meet the people in church, outside the church. We do the bit that God gives us grace to do. As an educationist, from 8 o'clock in the morning to 2, 3 o'clock, I'm engaged with that. As a media person, a photographer, a videographer, the moment there's a call for a job, mostly weekends, I'm available, I do that. And the moment a client is trying to put a call through for a photo shoot, I try to arrange my timing to book a session to the time that I know likely suits me, and it's been favoring me. And you know, photo shoots are mostly in the evening, and by the grace of God, I've been able to just oppose and so
you're saying that I can be in ministry and also balance my business also alongside?
Definitely. I'm not a full-time pastor. I'm not a full-time pastor. I'm a pastor under the Redeemed Christian Church of God, one of the provinces in Lagos. I am not a full-time pastor. I have my other businesses, and by the grace of God, none of them has suffered.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, so let me ask a more personal question. Seeing the fact that we are close, we are father and so on relationship. So now, when you started teaching me about photography, I did not have a passion for it. I did not know what photography was. I never saw it in my dream. My dad did not tell me that I'm going to learn photography. I did not go to photography school. But I want to ask now, and even aside that, I fucked up plenty times, like many times. Many times. I've lost your camera battery. I've lost so many sleeps. But sometimes I just sit down and think that this person does not really give up on me, and I'm grateful. Like what I really want to do, let me not even talk about that. So I want to ask now, what was the thing that you saw in media or you saw in people? Because I believe you are still doing this for other people. What was the thing exactly that you saw that made you
I along the line, I just saw that I've been empowered, I've been gifted with this. Even while learning on the job, I know I have what it takes to impact into others. I'm an educationist. So I discussed with my wife, and I decided I'm going to teach other persons as God leads me. So you were one of those persons I picked many years back.
The first person, say
the first person. That's the first. I decided anywhere I go to work, I will pick someone. That's what I decided. Then you remember, you don't have the interest. Samuel, we are leaving by 9 in the morning. Make sure you're in my house. This, that. You remember most times we meet on the road and all that. So it's a decision I made. I said I will just plant this seed into persons. Okay, I am not a full-time photographer. I have other things, but I major on my photography job. But these guys can major on it, and I'm very certain they will do well. So I decided, and I started it. After I've had cause to pick some guys also, and also they are also blending and doing well. So it's just a decision I was led to do, and I don't regret doing it.
And that decision was divinely inspired, because I have done things I never imagined with this work that this man has placed in my hand. Anybody that teaches you how to make money, that person should be well respected. Pastor Andrew, I'm very, very grateful to you. Alright, so seeing the fact that in Nigeria, majorly, being a believer or being a believer in the marketplace is a little bit hard, because there are most of the people that you are working alongside with, they are not believers. They do not believe in your faith and other stuffs like that. How have you been able to work around this stuff in the past years?
I think over the years, I've just decided that I think people do not really care about your religion. They care about what you have to offer. And if what you can offer to the people out there is unique and outstanding, my brother, people will patronize you. One of the things that have helped me so far is whatever I am dishing out, whatever job I am delivering, I check it so well to make sure this job will fetch me referrals. So that has been one of my secrets.
So you strive on referrals?
That is it, or referral. That I've seen that's the bottom line of this job. If your jobs are unique, people will refer you. Naturally, even if they don't refer you, they will see your package that you delivered, and they will ask, sorry, who put this together for you? Who is the media, who is the photographer, who is the videographer, who is the cinematographer that did this for you? And of course, your name will be mentioned. In fact, any of the jobs, the logo is there, your phone number is at the back of the photo books and all that in the videos. So if your job is outstanding, people would definitely search out for you.
All right, thank you very much, sir. So we are gradually coming to this episode, to the end of this episode, but I have to ask a very important question, and I like the fact that you are in business and you are also an educational personnel. Now, seeing the way Nigeria is, the value on the education is reducing like drastically.
True.
Now, what is your advice for young people who are going to school now about education and about having something like a skill in hand?
Okay. In this generation, I say it anyway, I have the privilege to do so, that while you're pursuing education, acquire skills too. Because in this era, your certificate might not fetch you all you need. With your certificate, you only work for somebody, work for a government, serve somebody, and be paid by somebody. You can never be financially free. But with your skill, your gifts, your talent will definitely make way for you. So when you acquire a skill, you become a boss of your own. But the truth be said, if you are consistent in whatever you do, and you keep learning, you keep upgrading yourself, my brother, it's just a matter of time. You will sit down, look back and say, wow, thus far God has helped me. That's the truth. So consistency in what you do, upgrading yourself, be determined at that thing you do. Be very determined. Don't be discouraged. Yes, there are some points, a week or two, I've not touched my camera, like, babe, what's happening? No client have called. But when the calls will just come, you find out that today, tomorrow, next tomorrow, like that. The jobs are just coming, and anytime you come back, you are holding your waist. Wow, say what? In fact, you know what I'm saying? So just be consistent. It will definitely come. It's like a crest and a trough, ups and down, but be consistent and you will get there.
Okay, so you said something. You said that your certificates may not fetch you as much. Is this personally with you also? Like,
I'm saying from I've been able to make a little. Okay, let me use the word experience. Okay, I've been able to relate with people, young lads and youth in general. You find out that the certificate has not been able to. Are you working with the government? How much are you being paid? Are you working with the private sector? How much are you being paid? But when you acquire a skill, is it designing, fashion designing, is it carpentry, is it media, is it photography, is it makeup? Name it. There are so many skills. Is it soap making or whatever? When you acquire a skill, you could have a vision on how to go about it, and you see that you go at your own pace. You are the boss of your own self, and you could dictate, you could plan yourself, and you'll be surprised of what you make in a month. Far better than what you get as a salary earner. So nothing like having your own skill and doing your own thing. I also earn salary from the government, but I can tell you, okay, let me not, if I tell you my level in the ministry, but sincerely, photography, the media job pays me far better, and I thank God for that. And I appreciate God for the vision and the grace and the talent He has given to me.
Thank you very much, sir. So I think we'll take 2 more questions. Now, many people understand what you have just said, that they know that I need to get a skill. But what do you feel is the issue of youths in Nigeria? It's like
people are scared.
Exactly.
Youths are scared. Youths don't want to take risks.
Scared of what? Is it the learning process or the rigor of learning the skill?
The learning process, one. Even many have learned something. Many have learned. Check out, meet guys. What have you learned? They will tell you, I've learned this skill, I've learned this skill. But the fact to start, the push up, starting small, is like a big problem for many. They want to get that 200,000 naira, 500,000 naira, rent a big shop, start. I mean, you know Alice Cakes and Event. You know the way Alice Cakes started. Making her cake in the sitting room for like 3 years.
Alice Cakes and Events is his wife. She makes cake.
In the sitting room for 3 good years. I mean, on the center table. But when we bring out this thing, you're like, wow, where is this center? Where is this place they make this? But why? We're trying to gather the strength, gather the finances. And when we launch out, Amen. It's start small. Start small. Okay, don't expect or don't wait till you have everything. I can't boast to the fact that I have everything I need.
Yeah.
I was still in a place today to get some gadgets. I still don't have everything, but the fact is, whatever level you find yourself, make sure you give out your best and you keep growing.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Now, seeing the fact that today is your birthday and you have lived a lot of years on earth, yeah, and you have a little bit of experience, you have experience, not even a little bit. You have been working school and all that stuff in ministry and that stuff. Now, if you were to advise your younger self, which is the youth of nowadays, because we are the younger youth, what would be your advice to us of what you have learned about life, about ministry, about like you were given an open mic to pour out your heart to the youth in our generation? What would you tell them?
Firstly, I would just say this, and I think that will cap it all.
All right.
Firstly is search out for God. If you can find God, He will lead you sincerely. If anybody tells me I'm a photographer or a videographer today, I will tell, not that, I will tell the person never. But when you go to him and you tell him you want something, he will bring out that thing you have inside of you. He will lead you to do the right thing. And you find yourself, you don't need to, many have had cause to follow people to do their thing. Okay? But God will lead you to do your own thing and you be unique at that thing. So first thing, search out for God. Have a good relationship with Him. And the moment He gives you a vision, pursue it like a madman. That vision, go after it. It might not be rosy, it might not be very clear, it might be very raw and rough, but go after it. That vision, if God gives it to you, start up. Don't wait until you have everything. Start up. In that starting, help will come. Favor will come. And before you know what's happening, you will see yourself far better than even others that have been there before you. So my advice is seek out for God. Build a relationship with Him, and He will hold your hand and lead you all the way. There will be no confusion. That's the truth. You will never be stranded. And every step of the way, He will lead you.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Pale. I used to call him Pale. Yes, not Pale. Yeah, thank you. And if you're watching this, Alice Kate and Went, thank you very much for minding this man. He's a good man. He's a very good man. Okay, so that is it on this month's episode of The Process with Sammy Star. Please, if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, do well to subscribe and also tell other people about it also. If this stuff or if this content blessed you, do well to share and also drop a comment. Thank you very much, and until next month's episode of The Process with Sammy Star.